I'm Daniel, I'm 37 years old, and I'm an investment banker living in London. I started my fitness journey, if you will, at BTX about 9 months ago. At the time, after lockdown and pregnancy sympathy, weighed at around 111 kilos, and as of this morning, I weighed at 88.7, so I lost exactly 50 pounds in the last 9 months. And I've been training with BTX initially 3 times a week. They put me on the full program, did my nutrition, my macros were set up, and I was actually surprised about how much I was allowed to eat, much more than I thought. And I had my training 3 times a week. I remember in the first couple of weeks I couldn't walk. That shows you how unfit I was. One thing about feeling is, the one thing no one tells you before doing something like that is how much money you have to spend in getting all your suits and clothing taken in. That is like actually a pretty good feeling if like your tailor shows you how much he took out of a suit in the back. That's pretty cool. And it's more sort of the little things and how people react to you and how you sort of feel when you, hey, let's run a 7K, and you actually can do it and you feel decent afterwards. That is the key difference for me. In terms of the program, like I said, I was very surprised initially about like how much I was allowed to eat. But for me, that was really the big change of being conscious about what I actually eat. I remember when I started, I actually told James, I don't think I eat much more than 2,500 calories every day. And to be brutally honest, I probably was close to 3,500 because you're not really conscious of how much you actually take in, how many calories there are in a tablespoon of healthy olive oil, which obviously all goes into your system. So once you are conscious, for me, the key thing about nutrition was that someone actually made me aware and made me conscious of what I take in. Tracking your macros and tracking your food was part of that. And that, at least for me, helped me massively sticking to my macros on the long term, on average over a week. For me, the other thing that was important for me is that a goal for me was not to like radically do it, get shredded in like 90 days by extreme measures and then pop back. But if you look at my chart, it was really kind of a slow and steady progress, kind of 1 kilo, 1.5 kilos every 2 weeks. Steadily decreasing on weight, steadily decreasing in body fat. And what's really important to me as well, of the 50 pounds I lost, only about 4 pounds I lost in muscle mass, which obviously, if you're in a deficit, on a calorific deficit over 9 months, sort of do it slow and steady also meant that I didn't want to change my lifestyle too much. I'm a guy, I enjoy the occasional glass or bottle of wine, and I still was able to fit that in. Again, because I was aware of what I do, and because the guys like James, Giuseppe, Justin made me aware of like what it does to my body, to my macros, to my nutrition. When I drank, I tried to taper other stuff down, or I tried to like immediately bounce back the next day. So that was very important for me because it's part of my sort of enjoyment in life. Same with eating out. If you eat out and you have a big dinner, for me, how I dealt with that was just trying to, then the next couple days, maybe go down a tiny bit, not extreme. Everything in the spirit of what we did is sort of sustainable and long term. So that worked out really well. And now, after these 9 months, I'm really at a point for myself where I feel that I'm really aware. I see a plate of food, I know how much it is. I still, even if it's like super unhealthy, I eat it because I want to eat it. But then consciously, or also subconsciously even more so, I then, the next 2-3 meals, I try to taper it down a bit to balance it out. And that is really what on the nutrition side this program did for me, is sort of make me aware of what I do so that I can adjust my behavior, if you will, properly. Because ultimately, if you don't, right, if you sort of only do the program for 3 months, 6 months, and then go back to your old habits, you will at some point end up where you used to be. For me, I don't want to get back where I used to be, right? I don't want to weigh 111 kilos anymore. I want to be basically look like this for as long as I can. And it just overall helped me sort of structure fitness and cardio activities into my life. And that is, like I said, with the food, that's the important bit, that it comes naturally to you. And that is also something that the guys helped me with, finding ways, finding my program, finding stuff I can do for myself. Also, when I travel, having a program there, stuff I can do with a little resistance band and body weight when I don't have a gym in a hotel. That is like the important stuff, finding these little things to put into your routine, which ultimately helps you stay where you get to.